By the way, I'm not Benedict Cumberbatch or Ashton Kutcher. Yeah? Cut that out of your money. Good morning everyone, it is 7:37 and today's day 10. I'm on my way to the gym, got a couple of clients today. Basically they're all over the place, meaning I need to, I've got everything in my backpack, like my little office, so I'm going to be working from coffee shops today. A bit like a travel worker, I would say. Alright, good morning everyone, it is 7:45. Still quite early. I've got my next client, I think 8:30, so I've got some time, which I always use to answer your questions at the very beginning of the morning. Got myself, instead of double espresso today, a black Americano. So, the first question of the day. Owen is asking, so, well, if you're away from the gym for a while, what would you recommend to do to keep your strength and size that it doesn't fade? Now, first of all, the question is, how long are you going to be away from the gym? Because I'll just give you an idea. The clients I serve, most of them have like busy jobs, right? And meaning they don't have like me, like a personal trainer, access to a gym 24 hours and can train whenever they want. They need to train whenever their job allows that, and then they get sent off to America, to Asia, to wherever they travel, and they live in hotels most of the time. So how do you then sort of, go about it? So if you're sort of a busy traveler, busy businessman, sort of, or in general, you just have a busy lifestyle, what always works, and I'm showing you this on this channel, you can do body weight workouts 100% without losing any strength and size, even increasing strength and size. So that's the way forward. Now if you want to know how that works, go to my website, and I wrote a program called the 12-Week Athlete, which is just bodyweight focused program, and you can do that anywhere, anytime, any place. And it's challenging you. It doesn't matter if you are a total beginner, if you're advanced, or even a pro, because the way I programmed or designed this program, it can challenge you at any stage of your sort of physical fitness level. But if you don't want to buy that, that's fine. You can also, just check out my channel, and I have a couple of little workout videos. Just do one of those. So the next question comes from Genty, and he or she says, please don't kill me if I said it wrong. I'm not sure about carb cycling. Isn't it as long as you stay in your calorie target and increased fat won't be stored as fat? Am I right? Yeah, sort of. So generally, if you're in a calorie deficit, you lose weight. If you're calorie maintenance, you stay there. If you're calorie surplus, you gain weight, right? Simple concept. Now, carb cycling, what does that mean? They're also, just like intermittent fasting, many protocols to carb cycling, but it just means you have high carb days and low carb days. So most of the time people do high carb days on their exercise days and low carb days on their off days or rest days. So if you train 3 times a week, on these 3 times you have a higher carb intake, and then you drop down the carbs and maybe increase your fat. Normally you switch between carbs and fats. Protein normally stays steady. Carb cycling works really well for a lot of people, and it's a sort of more advanced, let's say, nutritional tool if you're an athlete, and if you need that certain energy because you do like high intensity workouts, or you train twice a day, or there are many reasons why you would do carb cycling. But for the general person who just wants to lose weight and get in shape, carb cycling is a too advanced protocol and will just mess things up, and especially in your head, because the thing is, the more you need to think about your diet and what you can and can't do, guess what? You're not going to be doing it, and you're going to be falling off the wagon. And I've seen it loads of times with my clients. I'm like, Mark, I just screwed up my diet. I hear that every week from people in the gym saying, on the weekend I binge eat, or I drink, or whatever. So you need to find something that works for you. So don't go into too much stuff you read on the internet. Just keep it simple. Find simple ingredient foods like bananas, chicken, vegetables, and stuff like that. Start eating that on a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. or on a surplus if you gain weight and maintenance if you want to stay where you are, and see how that goes. And watch my dieting series. There, I'll give you pretty good instructions on how to do that. Right, are we in agreement? Shake my hand. Well done. Okay, last question for today before I head into the gym is from James, and he says, well, great video, your 500 rep challenge. If you haven't seen it, it's over here. Just a question, were you eating, you know, we were just talking about this, were you eating in a deficit, maintenance, or surplus? Because it looks like you leaned down a bit and you put on some size. Well, now first of all, I didn't put on any size. I was in a calorie deficit, so I wouldn't have been able to lose weight at maintenance or surplus, so I was definitely in deficit. And the reason why it looks like I put on size, this is normal. When you look at someone, you look at a lot of transformation pictures, they all look like they're bulked up. Just because as soon as the fat goes away and uncovers your lean muscle mass, you start to look like, you know, chiseled, really sort of rock solid. And funny is, when you see these people, or me then in real life, you're like, holy shit, he isn't that big, you know? Like, I mean, sometimes people say, oh, he's much bigger than I thought, but most of the time, you're surprised when you meet those people who you see on these pictures who look like super shredded, because they're actually quite skinny and very, very little, but when they take their shirt off, all that littleness is just bold muscle, right? That's really what it is, so no secret there, guys. Okay, last question I want to address because I think it's a common one. It's from Marc Dressen, something like that. He says, on your refeed days, what are your thoughts on junk food? Because he says, like everyone, I love junk food, and don't get me wrong, I like whatever you consider junk food. I do like junk food, right? Everyone does. And there's a reason for it, because of all the chemicals and sugar and stuff and blah blah blah. They make you feel like you want to eat it. But here comes the thing. On your refeed days, it doesn't mean to go super nuts like I did on my 10,000 calorie refeed. It's just, that is insane. That doesn't make any sense. But obviously, you should eat some ice cream. You should have a pizza. You should eat some pasta. You should, I don't know, eat a chocolate bar. If you deprive yourself from these foods too long, your diet the diet you're on right now is not going to last very long. So you need to strike a balance, and also these, what I'm talking about, like ice cream and chocolate and so on, if you really, really like that stuff, it's hard to cut out. Add it into your calorie allowance every single day. Yeah, so eat like a little piece of chocolate at night. If that is something you really like, it's not going to mess up your diet if you stay in your calorie allowance, and makes you feel happier maybe, and so on. So that works as well, guys. I mean, I've done that as well. It's not like I'm only on these refeed days eating a bit of ice cream. I might have, you know, some tonight. But it's about taking care of this and not going crazy. The problem with junk food is that it's basically empty calories. So I showed you that where I took a piece of bread and I squashed it together, and then had a little bit of fiber out of this massive bread, so it feels like you're eating a lot. It does obviously work in terms of you know, getting food into the system, but it's not going to serve you really on the long term. So try to strike a balance between them, and yes, I think it's a good idea, but don't go crazy on it. Yeah, so I did something different. I ate breakfast today because I felt a bit tired after waking up. It's now 10:30. And normally I would be now doing the 10,000 rep challenge. 10,000, oh my god, the 1,000 rep challenge. Let's not overdo it, right? So I had a client in the morning, and then normally I train after that. But today, for some reason, I just felt super tired, because you've seen yesterday's vlog, and that was probably the worst training I had. My shoulder started hurting a bit, and obviously, if you train in a calorie deficit and you go through these challenges, that's sometimes, you know, it is really tough on your body. So today, I'm not going to do intermittent fasting, so I actually ate breakfast. I'm getting a bagel with avocado, and this is called fiery eggs. So it's like scrambled eggs, salmon, and some more avocado. And I'm having a latte as well, cappuccino, sorry. Yeah, that's that. I mean, what I want you to realize, guys, is that it is about being true to yourself, listening to your body. And this is what I want to teach here on this channel. I want you to understand that rather than saying, okay, once you figured out your macros and your calorie target, that's great. But again, intermittent fasting is just a meal timing protocol. There are loads of benefits to it, but especially as an athlete, when you need energy at certain times, it might not be the best thing to do. So that's why you always have to play it by hand and by situation and by day. So for now, for today, I decided to do this. I don't know how it's going to work out. Today in the morning when I weighed in, I was the same weight I was yesterday, so I'm sort of alright, and that's great. But I'm planning to, 90 kgs for me, like a plateau, always. So at the end of the week, I want to smash through that. So something like 89.5, 89 kg. I'm planning to be on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And I'm just working on some coaching packages, some online coaching packages, which I'm writing down here. I'm using my little moleskin. A bit of brainstorming. Then I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going to jump onto the PC, and then in between I've got a couple of plans. Yeah, that's the life of a PT. Ooh. It's been actually quite productive right now, so I cut the video already. It's 2 AM, so I'm going to be able to upload that earlier today for you guys. And now we're going to grab some monsters. Here we go. They ran out. No monsters here. Damn. Yeah, I just finished the workout and I'm dead, really. I need to get a banana in and maybe some other shake. Look at my hair, I look like one of these comic figures. Yeah, I found a nice little spot to work here. I'm just going to show you. I've got my laptop here, and basically in the corner, it's like a nice curved window. That's awesome, right? That's how you do it. Try to make your work as fun as possible. Little tip on this side. Just also finished the workout and it was sort of okay. I didn't push it. And I forgot to film it, by the way, because my GoPro was empty. I didn't have another battery, so I'm sorry for that. By the way, if you want me to film more workout stuff, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment in the comment box below. I'm happy to do that. I just don't know what you guys want. So leave a comment and let me know what kind of content you want. So I'm in an Uber now because I need to get home quickly, and I had dinner with my clients, so a little bit of a pig out, which was alright. I needed that. And I just went onto my YouTube channel and I see I have 50 comments, which is crazy. I am on my way home now. This is day 9, finishing up. And I bought some chocolate chip cookies, which I'm gonna have. Not all of them, but a couple, and some ice cream. Because the thing is, guys, what I want to tell you is that I'm real. I'm a normal person, meaning I also eat chocolate and chips and stuff like that. I just don't go crazy on them, not like in my cheat days. And the thing is, I don't want to not show you, because I think the reason a lot of other fitness people are not telling you what they're doing is because otherwise their image gets sort of, ground and all that shit. Need to cross the street. Yeah, so I'm just a normal person like you too. So I, once in a while, have some chocolate, have some ice cream, and that's the day today. Because the thing is, 1,000 reps is a lot. And if you're in a calorie deficit all the time, then working out gets really hard. That's why you have these in the fitness industry called cheat days or refeed days, because getting a lot of carbs in will spike your insulin, and that carbs are protein sparring, so you need some carbs to sort of also build muscle, to deprive yourself totally there. That also doesn't work. So there's lots of little chemical things going on in the body, and I'm not going to go into more detail of that. And on top, I want to thank you guys really so much. I just looked at the subscriber count, and I think today 250 people subscribed to my channel. This is like freaking insane. When I started my channel, I was like
I was happy getting 1 subscriber a day, you know. I was like, I'm never gonna get more than 1 subscriber, you know. It's like, how's that ever gonna happen? So this is so freaking cool, I can't believe it. And you know, you're part of this journey, and I want you to please share this with as many people. And if you like this advice, and if you like, you know, following me, obviously, I think that's really great. I'm going to do my best to serve you the best way, the most honest way I can. I really want to not hold anything back. You know, that's why I'm sharing. I'm eating cookies today, or ice cream, because this is what's missing in the freaking YouTube industry. And especially since I've seen these Adobe gains on Instagram, you know, this is just all fucked up. This is just a fucked up reality, and we need to all stick together and really think about what is real and what isn't real. And I'm a freaking real person, and that's what I want to show you and want you to understand. So yeah, again, hit the freaking like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow at day 10. Boom!